Welcome back. You have tuned in to the third video in our series, Losing Weight on the Carnivore Diet. I'm glad that you're here. Today our title is 4 Things You Must Do to Get Started. 4 things you must do to get started. In our first video, video 1 in the series, we looked at the question of why carnivore, and we unpacked the question why carnivore is going to work for you when every other diet has probably failed you. In the second video, we looked at the mechanics. It was kind of like Carnivore 101, and we looked at how carnivore works and what you actually eat each day. And we went through some basic principles of food on the carnivore diet. But today, I want to come to this topic of getting started. Now, actually, when I wrote the script for this video, I wanted to write about 4 things, but then I realized as I started writing that the first thing you have to do is just so important, it needs a whole video on its own. So I am changing the title from 4 to 1, cross off the S, to 1 thing you have to do before you get started. This question, this one thing is so important, it needs a video all of its own. So what is this one thing that is so important before we start? Basically, it's just 3 words. And here they are. Start with why. Start with why. Now, the whole inspiration for this little talk today comes from a book I read recently by Simon Sinek, by the same name, Start With Why. And it's been a very inspirational book for me, and it's caused me to reflect not just about the carnivore diet, but everything that I do in life and my whole purpose for being on the planet in the first place. So I commend that to you. But this is where the inspiration has come from today. So what I'd like you to do is to take out a sheet of paper if you can find one and grab a pen of some sort. And I want you to draw 3 circles, one inside the other, something like I've got on the sketch pad here beside me. Just those 3 circles. I'll give you a moment to do that. Now, while you're doing that, I'm going to write 3 words in each of the sections. The first word we're going to write is in the outer circle, and it's the word I hope you can read that. It's the word what. This is where we begin with every decision that we make in life, and it's the most commonly asked question that you find today on the lips of people when they're talking about their plans and their ideas for the future. They talk about what they're going to do. And I guess in the first video in this series, when we talked about losing weight, we were really answering that question, what? What are we going to do? Well, we're going to go onto the carnivore diet to lose some weight. Now, let's just use as an example here a different illustration to help us grasp this concept. Imagine somebody comes along and says to you, I'm going to start a cafe. I want to start a cafe business. So what they've told you is what they want to do. They want to start a cafe. It's the most basic question of all. What are you going to do? What are you going to do for the holidays this year? What are you going to do for Christmas? What are you going to do? You know, the questions go on and on. What are you going to do? So these guys, they want to start a cafe. So the first question they answer is, yeah, we want to start a cafe. The next question they want to answer is how. Write that in there. The word how. How is this cafe going to work? What will be your decor? What will be your menus? What will be the whole style and ethos of the place? What sort of coffee will you serve? What sort of branding will it have? And all of these how questions. How are we going to do this cafe? How are we going to make it work? So we start with what, and then we ask the question how. Now, most people, that is as far as they go on anything that they do in life. They know what they want to do, and they've got some idea about how to do it. But I think that they have missed the most important question of all. In fact, I think you should ask this question before you even ask the other two questions. And of course, the question is, why? Why are you going to open a cafe? This gets to the heart of the matter, and this is the most important question we can ask about anything we do in our entire lives. The why question. Why are we doing what we're doing? You see, in this inner circle, the why circle, we're really asking a number of questions there that are hugely important. Like, what is my purpose in life? Why am I here on the planet? Why did God make me the way He did and give me the gifts and abilities the way He did? Why am I totally unique compared to every other person on the planet? What is it about me that can make a difference? Why am I here? What am I meant to do? What is my calling? What is my purpose? What do I want to do with my life? You see, these are big questions that are right in the middle. And it's amazing how often somebody will make a decision of what and how without any thought about the why, about what's in the middle circle. So they might make a huge life-changing decision, say to take a certain job. And that job might take them right to their why. It might be why they are here in the first place. It's fulfilling their purpose and their destiny as a human being. But it might be just askew from that. It might be over here somewhere. But in some cases, it might be right askew. It might be way over here. And that's a problem. You see, why is always going to guide us on everything that we do. Can you see how this will apply to every decision you make in life? It's so important to get a grasp of this. So the question I want to ask you today is not what diet are you going to choose, or not what meat you're going to eat, and whether you're going to eat fruit, and whether you're going to include coffee, and all of those how questions. I want to ask you the why question. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to lose weight in the first place? What is your why? Now, I want you to think about this on a number of levels. In fact, I want you to see if you can go to 5 levels of why. Let me give you an illustration of what I'm talking about here. So what do I want to do? I want to lose some weight. Why do I want to lose some weight? Well, I want to feel healthier, and I want to have more energy. Well, why do I want to feel healthier and have more energy? Well, I want to be able to do things I've never been able to do since I've been overweight and out of condition. I want to explore more new things in my life. So the third question, I ask the same question again. Why? Why do I want to be able to do things that I've never done? Well, I want to connect with my grandchildren. I want to spend more time with the people who really matter to me. I want to be a positive influence in their life, and I want to do some good in their lives. Well, why do I want to do some good in their lives? Why do I want to spend time with my grandchildren? Because my grandchildren really matter to me, and I've got limited time left, and I want to make that time to impact my grandchildren. Can you see that we're now getting somewhere? But it took us 4 or 5 levels of why to get there. So I want you to do this. I want you to get away with a pad and pen sometime in the next few days. Find a quiet spot outside in the fresh air if it's not too cold, or somewhere comfortable, and begin to draw these circles and to think about your why. And to ask yourself, what is in your middle circle? Because in there, in that circle, is your life's values, the things that really matter to you, the things that are really important. You know, we talk about our health. How important is your health to you right now? How important are your children or your grandchildren to you right now? How important is making your life count for something right now? You see, these are your core values, and you've got to identify those before you start this diet. Why do I want to be thin? Why do I want to be healthy? What am I here for? Spend some time with these big questions. Now, you may not have it all down, set and perfect in the very first go, but it will get you thinking and get you on the right track. I had to do this when I started this video channel. You see, I went through these same circles. I started with what? Well, I want to start a YouTube channel. How? What's this channel about? And what's it going to do? And how will you make the videos? And what sort of videos will you make? All the how questions. But you see, the deeper question, again, for me to look at and to come back to all the time is why. Why do I make videos about the carnivore diet? Why do I want to inspire people? Why do I want to do what I do? What is it that drives me and compels me to spend so much time and effort and quite a few dollars invested in this to make it happen? Why do I do that? You see, I've got to have that nailed down. And if I don't have it nailed down, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to quit. The very first time I come up against a wall, or I find something a bit hard or a bit difficult, I'm just going to quit, because I'm not sure of my why. You see, knowing your why will compel you forward to finish the task. There's always a higher issue at stake. This is not just about your weight. This is about who you are as a person and what your calling is and what your highest motivation is in life to be fit and healthy for the rest of your days. So I think that's enough for one day, for one video. You see what I mean? I didn't want to go on and talk about the other three things. We'll do that on the next video. But today, that's enough. Think about your why. Think about why you're starting this and why you want to do it in the first place. I will leave a link to Simon Sinek's book in the description. He's on YouTube. You can look him up and listen to him speak. He's a very inspiring speaker. He's worth listening to, and he will describe far better than what I can about what it means to start with why. And he is the one that introduced me to these three circles. Now, if you missed either of the first two videos on why carnivore works when nothing else will, or what are we going to eat on carnivore, you can catch up on those. In our next video, which will be number 4 in this series, I'll be giving you steps 2, 3 and 4 on things that you really should do in order to get started on carnivore. And that will be coming out sometime in the next 24 hours. But until then, thanks for watching. Work on this. It's really important. It'll be worth your time. I will see you in the next video. And until then, keep telling your story.